Why the United States is obsessed with Greenland. What happens if Greenland falls? Is a silent Arctic war underway? Why does the United States want Greenland as a military asset? At first glance, Greenland looks like nothing more than a frozen wasteland, a massive slab of ice at the edge of the world. But in reality, this island sits directly on the shortest missile flight path between the world's major nuclear powers. In modern warfare, geography is destiny, and whoever controls Greenland doesn't just control an island, they control the balance of power across the entire northern hemisphere. Today, Greenland has become one of the most strategically important pieces of land on Earth. According to the White House, Russian and Chinese vessels are already swarming the region. Russia has begun reactivating Cold War-era military bases across the Arctic. Nuclear-capable bombers regularly probe U.S. radar defenses, while Russian submarines quietly position themselves beneath the ice. And beneath the freezing Atlantic, another threat moves silently. Undersea data cables. The invisible arteries of the global internet run past Greenland, carrying financial transactions, military communications, and civilian data between North America and Europe. Russian vessels have meticulously mapped these cables, preparing what military planners describe as a potential kill switch. The ability to serve global communications at a moment's notice. The threat isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, but is real. Before any move could be made, however, the United States would have to deal with one critical obstacle, that is, Denmark. Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Denmark fields roughly 20,000 active military personnel and is responsible for Arctic defense. Its most iconic unit is the Ceres Dog Sled. Ceres Dog Sled Patrol, a legendary force that patrols thousands of miles of ice using dog teams, surviving in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. But as impressive as they are a sovereignty patrol, not a combat force. By comparison, the United States maintains 1.4 million active duty personnel and operates more than 13,000 aircraft worldwide. And the clock is ticking. According to US officials, China is already mapping what it calls the Polar Silk Road, an Arctic trade and logistics network designed to bypass traditional US and NATO defenses entirely. Greenland is no longer just ice and snow. It is most contested frontier on the planet. Geographically, Greenland occupies a position unlike any other. It sits between North America and Europe, directly astride the shortest ballistic missile trajectories between the United States, Russia, and China. Any hostile military presence on the island would immediately compress US warning times and undermine missile defense system. That's why Washington views Greenland not as an outpost but as a shield. In 2026, the White House issued a stark warning. Russian and Chinese vessels were increasingly active in and around Greenlandic waters. But the concern goes far beyond ships. What's unfolding is a total strategic shift in the High North. From Russia's heavily fortified Kola Peninsula, including the Olyegyuba naval base, nuclear-capable bombers routinely fly toward Greenland. These flights are not attacks, these are deliberate probes, designed to test American radar coverage, response times, and command and control systems. Each flight forces the US to react. Each reaction reveals data. Across the Arctic, Russia has quietly rebuilt its northern military network. More than 50 Soviet-era bases have been reactivated. many armed with S-400 air defense system, long-range missiles, and advanced electronic warfare equipment. These installations are designed to blind US sensors in the opening hours of a conflict. In that scenario, Greenland stops being a shield and becomes a liability. China, meanwhile, is pursuing a different strategy. Beijing is focused on Greenland's massive rare earth mineral deposits, resources essential for advanced electronics, electrical vehicles, weapon systems, and satellites. Controlling supply chains is power, and China understands that influence doesn't always arrive on warships. Sometimes it arrives with investment contracts. Meanwhile, beneath the ice-choked seas, Russian submarines operate in near silence, mapping seabed infrastructure and rehearsing operations that could sever communications between continents. To understand how vulnerable Greenland really is, the first comparison is to make is financial. The United States military budget now exceeds $1.5 trillion when accounting for defense-related spending across agencies. Denmark's defense budget, even with planned Arctic increases, remains around $12 billion. The manpower gap is just as dramatic. The US fields 1.4 million active duty troops. Denmark's entire military, including Arctic forces, totals roughly 20,000 personnel. If the United States deployed only its 11th Airborne Division, it would already outnumber Denmark's combat-ready forces by more than 10 to 1. In the air, the imbalance becomes overwhelming. The US Air Force and Navy operate over 13,000 aircrafts, including hundreds of fifth-generation F-35 and F-22 stealth fighters. Denmark's air defense relies on roughly 40 F-35s and a shrinking fleet of aging S-60s. At sea, the contrast is even sharper. The United States operates 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and approximately 70 submarines. Denmark operates no submarines and fewer than a dozen major surface combatants. Denmark's Arctic strategy is a tripwire, designed to signal aggression. The US military, by contrast, is the tidal wave. And then there is Greenland itself. Greenland has no standing army, no navy, and no air force. Its only permanent defense presence is the Ceres Dockside Patrol, a team of about 12 men and the docks covering enormous stretches of ice. They are legendary for endurance, but they are not equipped for modern war. The Arctic map has changed, but what about China? China would not begin with its warships. It would begin with infrastructure. Beijing's Polar Silk Road is not just about trade, it's about access, influence, and positioning. To reach Greenland, China has three potential routes: the Northern Sea Route along Russia's coast, the Northwest Passage through Canada, or the Trans-Polar Route directly across the North Pole. Each route comes with enormous logistical challenges and strategic consequences. As Arctic ice melts, these routes are no longer theoretical. They are emerging corridors of power projection. And if any nation masters them, Greenland may not remain uncontested for long. Where many news channels are caught up in noise and agendas, Sutra Network stands firmly with facts and truth. We don't chase sensationalism, we show reality. If you believe in honest journalism, join us for truth, for change. And if you have a story that needs to reach the people, click the link below and share it with us. For more information, read our article on this. Link is mentioned in the description.